Hello, my name's Karen Pepin. I'm the Senior HR Director at Really Good Stuff, and I'm going to be speaking with team members from our BIDS department and Customer Experience department. The BIDS department is responsible for finding and responding to federal and state bids and opportunities. And I have with me Justin and Rachel from our BIDS department. And I'm going to start with Justin. You're going to talk about how you became a bids analyst after graduating from high school, your career path.
Okay. Yeah, so, straightforward. I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I just knew I needed to get a degree. That's just what everyone told me, so I kind of just did that. So I wanted to go be an engineer because, roadways and highways is so exciting and you're not in an office all day. So I was like, let me go try that.
Yeah.
So I go to school, go away to college, quickly find out it's not for me. I failed out of that program, so I fell out of college. Come back home, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do now? My parents like, you have to go to school, gotta get a degree. So I go back to school, and I'm motivated, and I do it for myself this time, and I'm just like, hey, let me get some classes out of the way. I know I gotta do gen ed, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to school, I take 6 classes, I'm motivated, and I graduate in 3 years. So I ended up getting back on track.
Nice.
Which is awesome. So I'm feeling good about myself. I realized I like numbers, I like, patterns, puzzles, crime shows, all that stuff, putting stuff together. So I was like, let me do finance. Let me go jump into numbers, jump into money. That's fun, right? So I jumped into building my own business as a financial representative.
Mm-hmm.
My own work schedule, making my own hours. It was the life. It was really cool. But then, there's a piece of that there that I didn't really like so much. I ended up not liking my job. And I was like, if I'm gonna work for the rest of my life, I'm gonna want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I want to have that passion. I kind of draw that passion from knowing what it is. I coach hockey, so love hockey, love coaching. That's the passion I wanted to do every single day of my job. So I left that job to go find a different job.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I guess it was just trial and error for me. I landed in an analyst position last year. I was like, this is what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And tying it into what I do here is I'm very high level. I look at how each bid and each team member kind of interact with each other. Who would be the best at getting that bid done in the amount of time, the legality, which Rachel's very good at, she'll get into that. But how that all ties into the team and the company and kind of moving the company where we need to go. So that's what I do now, and I absolutely love it.
Great. And so what key advice do you have for students that may be interested in becoming a bids analyst or getting into this field?
I would say you would definitely need to understand patterns,
Mm-hmm.
have an affinity for solving problems. I feel like puzzles, then you're definitely an analyst. I know people think analysts, they think numbers, they think coding, they think all that stuff. But there's different levels about anything. You can be a hard programmer, analyst, where you're doing SQL, programming language, stuff like that. Or you could just be a high-level thinker, project manager, somebody to just guide a project along. So you just do the research, put in the time, and just find that passion that you want to do in life. That's my best advice.
Yep, that is great advice. And so Rachel, you're a bid coordinator for Really Good Stuff. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your career journey and your different roles at Really Good Stuff?
Okay. So I, similar to his story, I finished high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I graduated. I actually started out in journalism. So I do have a background in, writing articles and putting things together for a newspaper. I've done quite a bit through my school, through churches. I've done different, even for local newspapers. So I definitely have a background in writing and reading. And as a bid coordinator, that's definitely a huge thing. So for some time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after I had withdrew from college before to pursue a career in the restaurant business, which I'm sure a lot of you probably would end up doing, makes you money. But I decided that I really like law, and I kind of fell into this position. I started here in customer service, doing quotes and kind of being like the support for customer service, and a job opened up for, you know, doing bids and contracts, and I was like, man, what is that? I would like to know more about it. And it seemed kind of interesting because you have to it's very paperwork heavy. You do if you like putting paperwork together, reading through it, figuring it out, really understanding the legal terms. And even in my personal life, I started to get into law. So I was like, wow, this job really fits more along with what I'm looking for. So it just all kind of came together, and I now I'm getting ready to graduate next month with an associate's in criminal justice. So I'm very excited. And then I plan to pursue a bachelor's in sociology with a focus in criminology, and then hopefully law school later on. So this job, I feel like, is really helping to kind of tie in my personal life and what I do here. It's very contract word heavy. You definitely have to like I said, reading and writing, but it can be a very rewarding role. All the hard work you put into, because it can be very time consuming, it can be very pressuring when you have to make deadlines and make sure you're doing it on time, because we drive the sales. You know, if we don't get an opportunity and we don't win, we don't get the business and we don't get the revenue. So when you see a win come in and you know you spent like a month on that bid, you're like, wow, this is amazing. So, and even if you get a loss, that's okay, because you win and lose some. But yeah, I just think that it can be a boring role. It can sound very boring, but I really think if it's definitely an opportunity. It can be rewarding, and I say, why not give it a shot? You might end up liking it.
And Rachel, what would you say are the most important skills needed to perform your job?
Again, reading and writing.
Yeah.
But, you know, being able to research, being able to take the time to look and understand what you're reading and all the different documents. Because again, with contracts, it's a legal document, so you need to know, and you're getting an important person's signature on it, you know, the VP of sales. You need to make sure that whatever you're reading, it's something we can do and we can adhere to the terms and the conditions, and make sure that we follow through with it. So being able to understand all of the legal terms, all of the documents, is so important. You don't want to just be filling out paperwork. So, and following directions.
Well, thank you, Justin and Rachel. I appreciate you sharing your stories. And next up, we'll speak with some employees from Customer Experience.